What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel. And I wanted to do another one of those, booting up the camera and talking videos without any like real guidelines or plan. I wanted to talk about 4K re-releases. Are we entering the 4K re-release era? Like, is that the best we can hope for in the years to come with physical media? Because I feel like with recent releases, like the Jaws, 50th anniversary 4K Steelbook, which also got a slipcover as well. And also we got the recent announcements for the Halloween films, the first two to get 4K Steelbooks from Scream Factory. We got Halloween 1 and we got Halloween 2, which I have the Scream Factory editions. And the new ones, like, they're no different. They're the exact same editions with the exact same discs inside. And I just kind of want to have a conversation on that, just kind of gauge how everybody's feeling on that, because I feel like I get a mixed response from this. Like, is this going to be like the new kind of upgrade, essentially? Like, we've gotten to 4K, right? And I really don't think that we're going to see anything else beyond that. Like, I know that there's 8K, there's the ability to restore in 8K, but I don't think we're going to see actual like 8K discs anytime soon. So that's what we're going to get into. We're going to talk about today. I just want to have a conversation. This may not take too long, or it may take a while. I don't know, because I'm just starting the video. Before we get into it though, guys, hit the subscribe button. We talk about all things physical media here on this channel. If you like, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, like, that's what this channel is about. It's about ownership of the movies that you love. It's about preserving film on physical media, like talking about cool editions as well. Of course, guys, I like talking about packaging and steel books as well. We just dive into all of it, special features, all that kind of stuff. And I also just like to have conversations on like just the state of physical media. Like, where do I see it shifting? Like, what direction do I think that it's going in? I like to have those conversations as well. So I'm sure I'm going to ruffle people's feathers with this video. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to say just yet. I just want to have the conversation. I'm not definitively stating like, is it good? Is it bad? I just want to have that conversation with you guys here today. But people tend to take what I say like the wrong way sometimes. So say what you will in the comment section. I just ask that you be nice, just like what Patrick Swayze says in Roadhouse. Just be nice. But look, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's get into it. Let's talk about the 4K release era. So I talked about this on the Physical Media Report earlier this week. Just the steelbooks. We got new steelbooks for Halloween. We got Halloween and Halloween 2. They're coming out from Scream Factory. This is nothing new, from Scream Factory. They've re-released a lot of their movies on 4K with new steelbook versions. Return of the Living Dead, they're on the second steelbook re-release. I think Evil Dead 2013, they've done two steelbook re-releases. So it's nothing new. I think everybody should have probably assumed or expected and anticipated that we would get a steelbook of John Carpenter's Halloween from Scream Factory. They still got the rights. Of course, we're still going to get it. And then they did Halloween 2 as well, which I think was, pretty interesting. Usually Halloween 2 and 3 are kind of lumped in with each other with Scream Factory, because those were the first like official Scream Factory releases. So I think the steelbooks, the Blu-ray steelbooks, came out together. So it's kind of interesting that they're doing Halloween 1 and 2 kind of lumped in together, and they left out part 3, because I think that, they could have done a really cool steelbook with part 3 as well. And that's definitely moved up on people's lists over the year. I don't think that movie is the black sheep of the franchise like it once was. I think there's a lot of fans of it. There's a growing fandom and popularity for that film. But also, like, they could just be seeing like, how do these sell? And if they sell well, then they'll do 3, 4, and 5. They'll probably do, even though we already got a steelbook of H2O from Paramount, they'll probably do Curse, they'll do H2O, and they'll do Resurrection at some point, which would be interesting if they did, just because the rights for that, the way I understood it, like, Scream Factory could only put those out in a pack together. So if they did curse like on its own, if they did Resurrection, like their own steelbooks, like would they be able to put them out on their own, or would they have to like group them together like in a new steelbook box set from Screen Factory? Which I don't even know if we've seen a steelbook box set from Screen Factory, so that's definitely interesting as well. But what I really wanted to dive into is just like the response of this, because I get like I usually, when I'm doing the physical media report, guys, and I'm deciding like what am I going to put on the thumbnail, like what's going to attract the most attention, what's going to be the most popular. It's difficult to do sometimes, but it does feel like as long as it's a popular movie, it doesn't matter if it's the 50th release of that movie. Like if I slap that image on the thumbnail of the Jaws 50th anniversary 4K Steelbook, it's guaranteed to get like 10,000 views. Like it feels like the Halloween 4K Steelbook. I don't even know if I put that on the thumbnail this week because I'm filming this before I film the actual physical media report. But if I put that on the thumbnail, I feel like it'll do pretty well because it's another Halloween release. So I feel like people get irritated when it comes to these like 4K re-releases, but I do feel like there's a certain segment of the audience, and I feel like it's a pretty substantial segment that likes the re-releases, that gets excited because I posted about Halloween getting a 4K Steelbook, and I got so many people that like responded to my story, that commented on my post. They're like, I'm so excited for this. And I guarantee there are people that already have these. I guarantee that there are people that already have these, but it's that collector mentality. And we really are like, we're in the full on like collector era, of physical media, guys. Like this is a collector's market through and through. There is no question about that. There is no question about that. So it's like, yeah, this may be the 50th, release of Halloween on Blu-ray on 4K, but like people are still excited for it. They're like, "Oh my god, that the artwork on Halloween 2, that looks amazing. I need that in my collection." And again, guarantee they got this movie on 4K already. They don't need it. But then there's another segment of the audience which I feel like is kind of the minority. That's like, I don't need this. I already have this 4K. I'm good with the 4K. And believe me, like I understand that because I am honestly, like, I don't think I'll get them. I really don't because they're kind of pricey right now. They're about 45 bucks. So I don't think that I'll get them. Like I may break down and get Halloween 2. Like I love Halloween 2. That's honestly my favorite Halloween film. But if I get Halloween 2, it's like I got to get Halloween 1. And then what happens when they do 3, 4, and 5? Like I'll feel like I need to get those as well. So it does get a little, it's kind of a mind F, like when you're in that collector, mentality. And I know there's some people that's watching that's like, Ken, we're not like that. We just want the movie on disc and we're good. We got it. It's okay. This is stupid. You're stupid. Everybody's stupid for buying these re-releases. I get it. Okay. Calm down. Again, we're just having the conversation, right? I just find it interesting that it feels like this stuff, like when it gets re-released, like it becomes, it's still popular. Like people get excited. It kind of, cause it's exciting, guys. When your favorite movie gets like a new type of release, like it is kind of exciting. You do get that rush of adrenaline. Oh, new steelbook, new artwork. Like what else new does it have? You become very interested like in the contents of it. And then maybe you'll realize, oh, it's just all the same stuff I've already got. But look, it's got new disc art. Like you'll start to look at that stuff too. In the case of Jaws, this 4K Steelbook, there was a new documentary here. Yes, the documentary it's on VOD. I think if you got the digital code here, you can still watch it digitally if you download the digital code, but it's available on VOD. And I feel like I heard that if you already own Jaws on 4K on VOD, like they just lumped it in, they included it, they gave it to you. I feel like I heard that. Can anybody confirm that in the comment section below? But I know it was on Hulu as well, so it's available on streaming. Now you got it exclusively on disc for I think a few weeks before it came out on streaming. But my point is, at least like they included something new with this release, so it felt like you got something extra for this. Whereas with the Halloween steelbooks, everything that I've seen, like it's just the steelbook and it's the same disc. But also one thing you got to think about is that there are people that may be new to collecting in the 4K formats. If they're not new to collecting in the 4K, maybe new to Screen Factory. Maybe they didn't get these cool Halloween releases back in the day. Maybe they weren't fans of the artwork. I mean, the artwork was kind of controversial when it came out. Michael Myers, leaves in the background. I think they're kind of cool. They got a certain charm to them. But maybe people weren't fans of the artwork. Maybe they weren't collecting 4K. It could be a variety of reasons, and they didn't get them. Now they had the opportunity to get them with really cool artwork on a really cool steelbook. And again, maybe they're just getting into this type of collecting 4K Screen Factory steelbooks. And now they get the opportunity to get these incredible editions with new steelbooks. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, which is why, like, at the end of the day, like, sometimes it can get a little annoying, like when stuff is constantly getting re-released and re-put out there, because it's like, well, I already got that. It's like, I want something else. I want something newer, more exciting, a movie that's never been put out on 4K before. And I agree with that. I want that too. But also sometimes, like, maybe you just have a basic, like, bare bones Blu-ray and or a 4K, and it is kind of cool to get that upgraded to a really nice, like, premium steelbook. So I'm kind of on that side of it as well. Yes, I'm happy with the 4K. I do want something new on 4K, but also, like, if it's a movie I really love, like, sometimes I can appreciate a packaging upgrade, essentially. Another point I wanted to make with this is with the re-release era, and you could argue we've been in the re-release era, for a number of years, because I mean, Sony, like, they put out a lot of 4Ks when the 4K format first was introduced, and here recently, like, they've re-put out a lot of those same 4Ks, but they added Dolby Vision because they just had it HDR before. So they did, like, Cliffhanger, they did Air Force One, a number of their releases that they didn't have Dolby Vision on when they first put them on 4K. They re-released them in Steelbook and added Dolby Vision, making people feel like they had to pick up those Steelbooks to get the best possible picture. And also, they were really cool Steelbooks. I got the Cliffhanger 4K Steelbook. I got the Air Force One 4K Steelbook as well. So we've had these re-releases for quite some time. And I mean, you could even go back to the DVD era. You can go back to the Blu-ray era. This is really nothing new. I mean, they would put something out on DVD, and then a couple of years later, if there was an anniversary, there would be the anniversary edition. They would add a couple of new features. They would call it something new on the cover, and that would be that. Now, I had my fair share of VHSs in my collection when I was a kid. I wasn't really, like, buying VHSs back then. So I wasn't following releases. So I don't remember if they did the same thing in the VHS era, but I know for sure in the DVD era they did, and I know for sure in the Blu-ray era they did. They put a lot of Blu-rays out in 2006, 2007, 2008, and then a few years later for an anniversary, they would do an anniversary edition with a new slipcover, and they would re-release all kinds of special editions on Blu-ray. So they've been doing this stuff for quite some time. I just feel like, because now where we're at in collecting, and it is such a niche market, it's such a niche community of collectors that are still doing this. Most of the people that are still doing this are older. They've been through all this many times, and I feel like most of them are just kind of tired of it. Like, you're just kind of tired of it. And it's like, well, okay, cool. We got another Halloween steelbook. We got another Jaws steelbook. But what about these thousands of other films that haven't been upgraded from DVD, haven't been upgraded from Blu-ray, haven't been upgraded from VHS? There's so much that you guys could be doing, and you're not doing because you're just focused on the popular films. Because, again, I get it. The popular films sell. People get excited for them. The proof is in the pudding. If you check out, me announcing new Halloween steelbooks or new Jaws steelbooks, a lot more people watch. A lot more people seem to be interested. I get a lot more engagement on posts. Like, it feels like people in large are more interested in those popular films, so therefore they sell more, and that's just the way it is. But yes, we do want those movies also that haven't been upgraded from DVD and Blu-ray yet. We want those as well, but also you got to understand from a studio perspective, if this stuff is getting engagement, if this stuff is selling, then that's why they keep putting it out. Why do you think we've gotten 85 different John Wick steelbooks over the past 5 years? Because it sells. Because people love John Wick and they want to collect stuff for John Wick. So, but what I think is interesting with the idea of being in the re-release era now is the fact that we're not done. We're getting new steelbooks for Halloween and Halloween 2. Like, what other popular movies that we got 4Ks for just 5, 6 years ago, could we be getting new editions of pretty soon? Could we be getting a new edition of John Carpenter's The Thing? I mean, in 2 years, in 2 years, it's the 45th anniversary. So maybe they'll do a new steelbook, maybe they'll do a new box set, maybe they'll do a new whatever, slipcover, new features on a universal edition. You know, we could be seeing a new steelbook or box set for The Shining from Warner Brothers. I mean, we just actually no, it's the 45th anniversary this year. So could we be seeing a new Shining edition? I mean, I know Film Vault I think is putting out a steelbook, but could we be seeing a new Shining edition in the futures? Could we be seeing a new Lost Boys edition? Like any number of popular films that have already had 4K upgrades, like we're already a number of years removed from when they got those initial 4K upgrades. 4K itself is almost 10 years old, guys. It still feels like a very new format. There's still a lot of people that haven't adopted the 4K format, that don't believe in the 4K format, but it's almost 10 years old. So we've gotten 4Ks back in 2016, 2017, 2018, maybe some of those without Dolby Vision that, you know, people maybe didn't get with slipcovers. They didn't get the steelbooks. Maybe now that they're in collecting, they want to get like new editions of those. They want those to come out. And I still feel like even if you got those back in the day, I feel like the people that bought the Shining 4K Steelbook back in 2019, I feel like most of those people are probably ready for a new edition because they just love the Shining so much. I feel like a new edition of the Shining 4K Steelbook would 100% sell. It would 100% sell. So I don't know, guys. That's just the question I want to answer. I didn't want this video to be like too long-winded or long. I just wanted to kind of get in here and give my thoughts on it. What do you guys think, though? Do you feel like we're in the 4K re-release era? But it does also feel like maybe these studios and labels like are running out of options. Like not Disney. They've got so much. I mean, and most of the studios, they still got a vast library of stuff that they could put out, but Disney's got so much that they could do if they would just jump on it. If they would ever just license their stuff out, like boutique labels would be able to eat great for the next 4 years. Like if they would license their library of Fox and Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures, like these boutique labels would have a field day. We would have incredible releases for the next like 5 to 6 years if they would do that. But unfortunately, they're not doing it. But I do feel like a lot of the studios, they just think that they've run out of options maybe, and that the only thing they can do to keep physical media viable for them and to keep it alive is to do these re-releases. And I mean, look, I'm all for it. If a re-release of Halloween on 4K, a re-release of Jaws on 4K, if it helps them be profitable in that physical media division and help keep physical media alive, I'm all for it. And it can maybe fund like a release that maybe won't be as popular that we all want as well. So I'm all for that. But I don't know, maybe we've hit that wall, you know, with physical media where we've gotten a lot of those big titles and now it's time to re-release those big titles along with still getting some stuff that hasn't gotten released yet on Blu-ray or 4K as well. But it's time to get the flood of re-releases to help maybe fund those other titles as well. But I don't know, guys, that's just my thoughts. Long-winded. I know, again, I didn't want this video to be too long, but let me know what you think of the 4K re-release era. Do you think that's what we're in now? Do you think we're in for more anniversary steelbooks of 4Ks that we've gotten like, you know, 2 or 3 times before? Is that where we're at now with physical media? The collector re-release era? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.